dreaming about building businesses, you're like, man, I cannot wait to make my playground.
Yeah, it's so true.
My version of a treehouse. So I did not wake up at 4:30 a.m. this morning. I have been doing very well with that, but didn't quite do it this morning. It was pouring down rain early this morning and just wasn't happening. But so far today, I had a meeting with my friend Josh from Startup GNV and just talking some things. We met downtown at Wyatt's. Just a lot of cool things happening in the Gainesville startup community, Gainesville community altogether. So I met with him, and then Allison and I had a meeting downtown, and then I met with one of my friends, David DiEugenio from Cartridge World, for lunch. So it's just been a very meeting-filled morning. Now I have a phone call at 3 o'clock, and then we're heading over to check out a potential podcast guest at 4, something that kind of caught my interest. I think you'll get to see that. It'll be really neat. And then at 6, I'm going to the University of Florida and speaking to a student group, something that I always love to do. So it's been an eventful day so far, and it's going to get even more eventful. So let's get it going.
Okay, I've been working like 3 jobs. Probably why I never see ya. Probably why I never have time for the fake friends that won't be ya. Oh God, I've been running now. Up early when the sun is out. Not setting out my own soul, but those real ones, they coming out.
Talk to you later. All right, bye. Check out these cool repaint stickers that Josh got us.
No.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Hey, hold on real quick. Let me see this. Yo.
Not silent, but quieter.
It's this guy's birthday. What up?
How old are
Happy birthday, man. Yeah, how old are you?
21.
No, you're not.
What?
Let me bring a little context to what you saw outside. I was talking to Whitney, who is from Junior League, and it's a nonprofit organization here in Gainesville. She's going to be coming on the show as a guest co-host. Ty, my co-host, Ty Recurrian. Shout out, Best of Gainesville, baby. Got a really amazing opportunity to go overseas and play some golf, and I think he said he's going to be in the Middle East, like Jordan, like a whole bunch of amazing places, and so he's going to be gone for 4 or 5 weeks. So I was like, you know what would be unique is if we get the nonprofits in Gainesville. They're always looking for exposure. I want to use the podcast to deliver them some value. I'm going to have them as my guest host over the next 4 or 5 weeks while Ty's gone, and they're going to help me interview our guests, but at the same time we're going to give them a tiny little bit, a little bit of exposure so they can tell the world, the Gainesville, the businesses out there what they're up to in 2019. So it's going to be really, really awesome. I'm piecing that together right now. So that's who I was talking to. I was talking to Whitney from Junior League, and she's going to be on the show as my guest co-host. So it's going to be awesome. I'm excited.
Old friends want to feature now. They don't work, so they need it free. Ooh, you reaching out.
Yeah, I'm John. Nice to meet you.
Collin.
Hey, nice to meet you.
This is Josh.
I'm John. Josh, how are you?
You're in charge of this sucker or what?
Yeah, well, I was the welding contractor. The name of my company is Welding to Recycle.
Okay.
Because I recycle shipping containers.
So you've done this thing several times before?
Yeah.
Okay. Like where else?
Well, here in Gainesville, I've done residential.
Okay.
Orlando, I've done restaurant concessions, small restaurants out of shipping containers. Miami as well.
So what's the city think of this stuff? Like, are they?
They're very motivated.
Yeah.
Very motivated on even Miami, even bigger cities. This is very trendy right now. It's exploding right now in the U.S. even though it has been around for 30 years already. But they want to make Florida the capital state of shipping container buildings in the United States. So Gainesville is very motivated.
Oh, and now.
You know what I like about this project is that the owner at the beginning said, since the beginning, he said like, I want to keep the trees. So it was super cool, you know.
That was the
because-
biggest challenge.
Kind of like work.
Yeah, even though it was a challenge, I was so excited. I was like, finally, you know, we're not gonna kill all of them, and it's beautiful because it's between the trees.
So what's your future look like then? Like, what do you see this growing into? You're just gonna be building these things everywhere?
Well, like Vanessa was telling you, we see that we can support islands, especially in the hurricane season hits them and they need housing. For example, Puerto Rico, I wasn't ready for just doing a massive, massive delivery of boxes already ready for them. But that's what I see myself in the next 5 years. We see building, you know, one shipping container house that we can just ship it anywhere in the world and people can just live in there.
I mean, even from like what we're doing from a media studio standpoint, like what they're, I mean, it's perfect for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very artistic, very recycle, reuse.
What do they normally do with like shipping containers? Like, do
When they
they?
get to retired age, you mean?
Yeah, do they melt them down or something, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When people don't buy them because they're super in bad conditions and nobody will buy them at all,
Yeah.
they melt them
Oh,
and just make something else. But that throws a lot of carbon monoxide to the atmosphere because it requires a lot of energy to melt them down. So don't take me wrong though, the welding also requires energy, but not as much energy required to melt this thing down, and we are reusing it as it is. Okay, you want to see the
Let's check it out.
studio?
So one of the unique things about the podcast is that I get the opportunity to meet a lot of new people. I've never met these people, and we get a lot of applications from people who want to be on the show. That was one of them. I thought it was super unique. Welding to Recycle was the name of John's company, but that was John and Vanessa, and Vanessa had reached out to me about being on the podcast and, you know, have the application process, enter the application. She went, did that process, and I started like doing a little bit of research on the business, and I'm like, man, this is a unique business, and a lot of people don't know. I didn't know about it. I'm like, this is super neat. They're like recycling containers and making studios, art studios, houses out of this, and I'm like, man, this is such a 2019 business, you know, that whole, you know, we're like repurpose, reuse. So I said, hey, I'll consider putting you on the podcast. I would like to learn a little bit more. I'd like to see a little bit about the business. I'd like to see one of the studios or see what you got going on. And so they're like, yeah, come on out, invite us out. So a new recording studio that's going in is building this as part of their studio, part of their property, and so they let us kind of get that behind the scenes tour, and I definitely think it's podcast worthy. I was like, man, yes, we're gonna get you guys on the podcast. This is gonna be cool. I cannot wait to interview you and share this with the rest of the world.
From the west side of that old town, but there's no shows till I go down to the open mic, show love to the real ones that know now. Some of y'all don't know now. In a couple months you gon' find out. Been blowing up from the underground and they stepping on and land mine now. And they know it's my time now. Coming up, I'm on a climb now. Everybody claim they been ballin', but it's looking like they took a time out. Okay, I'm working on a Wednesday, then up again the next day.
Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing tonight? I usually just like to get up here and talk and give you guys as much value as I possibly can. So what I typically like to do is give a very quick version of my spiel, my story, and then just get into any questions that you guys might have. You got one more?
I was just wondering, you mentioned like growing your people within your company. As an entrepreneur who's kind of like very responsible for, you know, everyone under you, there's not really like a huge kind of corporate to like back you up. How do you really try and grow those people and like maintain the stability that you sort of mentioned?
So everything that I do is about the culture. It's about the people, right? I can't do what I'm doing without them. So they're the most vital component to everything that I do. And the way you do that is just really by is by building a culture of caring and wanting what's best for them. And I think that's why people have left and then come back, because they realize they go and work for somebody else in a big city and they realize that they are just a number. And then when they were working with me, that they're not, that they're actually a piece of something much bigger than themselves. And that feels really good because it gives them purpose. I mean, even when we have mechanics, like, it's easy to be like, oh, you're a scooter mechanic, you fix a scooter. Like, no, that's what you do at other dealerships across the country. At New Scooters for Less, you're ensuring the safety of somebody's son or daughter. That gives that mechanic way more purpose in what they're doing. So it's just the way you build culture around those kind of things. We have 12 core values that really build up the decisions that are being made within New Scooters for Less, and that's how we hold our team accountable. But I just try to help people achieve what they want to achieve. Like, if you work for me and I know long term that you want to go work for this company or this organization, or you want to be your own business, if I'm investing that time into helping you achieve that, you're going to work your ass off for me. You're going to do everything you can to see that I succeed, because you know that I want the same for you.
So-and-so is popping, man. I skip him like he leg day. Kick it like I'm Pele. I never care what they say. Put myself on Spotify, so every day my payday.
Have a good one.
All right, vlog. So I just got finished speaking here at the Retail Society at the University of Florida, just an organization here. It's an honor to be invited in. I love that I get to come back to this university and just give back some of my time and invest into some of these students' lives. Being a college student is definitely, it's a weird place sometimes. You think that you have to have your life figured out at the age of 20, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. You don't. And so I just want to make those college students realize that, and let them know that they can, message me should they ever need to, and just be a resource for them. I think that's what's unique about Gainesville's entrepreneurial community. There's a lot more individuals like me out there that are willing to give our time and to invest into these students' lives and to help them succeed. So it's just an honor to come back. This place did not exist. Heavener Hall did not exist when I was in school, but it's cool to see the growth of the University of Florida. It's incredible to know that I went to a top 8 university, and I'm just super excited for Gainesville, for UF, for these students, and for the business community. It's gonna be one hell of a ride moving forward, man. So thanks for watching. We will see you later.
My guys here when he's staying with you, blowing up off the internet. All these haters need to introspect, cause they been hating while the rest love him. And I started going down their intellect, cause I've been a threat since day one. No money or bank funds, since y'all been saying you can do it better, but none of y'all ever made one. That realness, don't feel this, but I've been sick, that illness. I've been fresh like Will Smith since 94, man, I built this.